Hey everyone, Will Hardison here, and I am back with another video on how to grow your fan base because I truly believe that your fans are those who will support you and ultimately buy from you. Now, today we are talking all about networking events. And do not dismiss networking as a valid way to grow your business because I know what you're thinking. Digital marketing is all the rage right now, but truth be told, most wildly successful online businesses started with good old-fashioned boots on the ground networking. So networking events can be one of two things. They can either be a gold mine for leads or they can be a complete waste of time. Now, if they are a waste of time for you, chances are you're doing it wrong. So in this video, I will teach you how to be more strategic when networking. Now, I'll explain how a tight ask will open more doors to referrals and leads than you can potentially handle. Does this sound like you? Okay, 3 to 4 networking events a week, collecting everyone's business cards that you can possibly grab, a calendar full of coffee meetings, and at the end of it all, barely any closed deals. This certainly was me back in my early 20s, and I was hitting every single networking event possible, collecting cards like they were Nolan Ryan rookie cards, and meeting with every single person that showed just the slightest interest in my services. So unfortunately, I wasted so much of my time because I wasn't smart with who I met and I wasn't being strategic while I was out networking. So how do you fix this? You tighten your ask. That's A-S-K. So first off, I owe a lot of this knowledge to a networking group in Indianapolis called Rainmakers. It was when I joined this group that I really started to learn and understand how to approach networking events. So if you are in the Indianapolis area, I encourage you to check them out. So there are 3 parts to understanding this networking theory. It is who you are, what you do, and the most important part is the ask, the professional connections that you need to make. And you'll also find a common theme throughout all 3, and that is to be specific. So who you are. That's the first question someone is going to ask you is it's who you are and what you do. And you better have this answer dialed in. I used to look like a deer in headlights when someone asked me, and I'm Will and I have a marketing company and we build websites for people. Well, okay, get it together because guess what? There are a ton of Wills who build websites for people. Now, however, my close ratio began to get better when I began to get more specific. So, an example, I'm Will Hardison and I build easy to update websites and produce videos for professional service providers such as dentists and eye doctors. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So now that we know who we are, it's time for what you do. So yes, the Bermuda Triangle of networking. So we've all been there. We've been stuck in the corner talking to that one guy or girl who goes on and on and on about what they do. Now, you might like what you do, but do not assume everyone else does. I do not need to know your 20-minute company history and 100 bullet points about every single service that you offer. I'm a nice guy and I do care, but I do not care that much. If you go on and on and on, you have a great chance that I will remember the fact that you talked to me for 20 minutes about yourself and not a thing about what you actually do. So here's the key to what you do. You pick out 2 specific services and a maximum of 3 industry examples. So for example, we build easy to update websites and produce videos for professional service providers such as dentists and eye doctors. Now, there's a lot of factors that go into deciding what you do, such as who is your ideal client? What is your most profitable service or product? And what service or product gets people in the door and then turns into future sales? Because I can do so much more than just web design and video production, but those are the 2 key services that get people in the door. So again, if I listed all of our services and how we can help in every single scenario, your eyes would glaze over. And I'm not just wasting your time, but I'm also wasting mine as well. So bonus tip, it's okay to switch up what you do until you figure out what works and what doesn't. It's also a great idea to have different elevator pitches for different events groups, and audiences. Okay, now that we have who you are and what you do down, it's time for the most important part. And I really hope you made it this far in the video, because this really is the most crucial aspect when it comes to networking. The professional, strategic connections you need to make. So I have learned that you are not out networking to find a new client. You are in fact networking to find strategic connections who can refer you to clients. The folks who are already in front of your clients. Would you rather meet one restaurant owner at a networking event or a payment processor rep who knows 50 restaurant owners? Yeah, this is where we want to get extremely specific and have a tight ask, because no one is going to connect you to everyone. So let me repeat that for those of you further in the back of the room. No one is going to connect you to everyone. So when someone asks, who can I connect you with? Your answer cannot be everyone, because when you say everyone, no one comes to mind. So let me put it to you this way. Jay Leno, big time car guy, massive car collection. So if you went up to Jay Leno and said, what is your favorite car? And he said, man, I like them all. What comes to mind? You're probably drawing a blank. But if you went to Jay and said, hey, what's your favorite car? And he said, man, I really love the Ferrari 360 Modena. Chances are you're starting to picture what a Ferrari might look like, even if you're not into cars. Or maybe the last time you saw one, or maybe your rich friend's uncle had one growing up. So you start to draw some conclusions there. So the same theory applies to strategic connections. If you say everyone, no one rings a bell. But if you say CPA, payment processor rep, graphic designer, etc., get ready for real introductions that lead to real business deals. So the key to strategic connections is to think through who is in front of your ideal client. So write out your 2 to 3 clients, restaurants, golf courses, eye doctors, and then individually list out the people who would also serve those industries. Those are your strategic connections. Now, another way to come up with your strategic connections is to think through the best referral sources over the course of your business. Can you connect any dots or draw conclusions based on who is sending you quality leads? If you can, go hunt and find similar people who can do the same. So I promise you that if you take the time to really work through this, the who you are, what you do, and your strategic connections, you will start dominating networking events. You will stop wasting your time taking pointless coffee meetings, and you will begin to really build a strong referral network that leads to real business and closed deals. Now, this is, however, only the beginning. There are several other networking strategies that I have implemented over the years that continue to work. Now, I'll cover those in an upcoming video. So until then, work on who you are, what you do, and your strategic connection. So make sure you get specific in all 3 areas. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I always enjoy hearing from you, so please leave a comment with your own networking tips, or feel free to ask me questions, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated when new videos release. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram @WillHardison. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.